Howdy, y'all. Marqus Aycart here, your friendly neighborhood branding guy with over 20 years of experience as a creative director and brand strategist. You are watching and listening to Made You Look, the podcast that's all about branding, strategies, the art of storytelling, and creating those first impressions that become lasting impressions. Throughout this season, thank you for sticking around. I know many of you have been asking what's going on. I took a mid-season break. This guy's a papa. This guy also has to have work-life balance. So I had to take that mid-season break so we can continue to deliver the high-quality content and knowledge that I've been used to giving you. So, a lot of these episodes have been focused on education, on insights, industry, pros and cons. And we talk about, in the intro, first impressions that become lasting impressions. I think that this episode today finally captures on not only the art of storytelling, but those first impressions that create lasting impressions. And that's all going to come through with my special guest today.
This is a test.
Linda, and please don't kill me if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Is it Tsuei or Sui?
Very, very, very good.
Is it Tsuei?
Tsuei.
I only know because I'm a big fan of the Asian beer Qingdao. So I know that you don't pronounce the T and the S. But okay, so Linda Tsuei. Linda Tsuei here with, and this time you can pronounce the S and the T.
Wait, hold on. Fun fact.
Yeah.
That's actually where I'm from.
Where?
My family's from Qingdao.
Oh, that's a town?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a beer.
No. Well, it's a beer from that area. And
Oh, get
it was,
out of here.
Of German descent.
Anyway, we digress.
I know.
So, this is the storyteller episode. And I feel you are the perfect match for this episode because this is a situation where what you see is not always what you get. So, dun, dun, dun. Linda Tsuei of Studio Air, pole dancing, instructor, aerial hoop. What is it? Aerial. What's the proper terminology?
Aerials. And then
Aerials?
there's a whole bunch of apparatus, hammocks, hoops, all of that.
So my only knowledge of that is one time I was at the jazz festival in Montreal, and this would take place in the open streets, or what they call the Rues. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. R-U-E is a road in French. And I would see these people like in these contraptions of these silk, what do you call those? Like ribbons and they're doing all sorts of crazy aerial acrobatics. And it felt like they were almost dancing underwater, but it was happening in the open sky. So Linda, take us through this journey because we have a lot of entrepreneurs here, a lot of professionals, and they always give us the story. We had Carolina Acosta of Tragos, which is the first Latina-owned, card game. It's kind of like a marriage between Cards Against Humanity and your grandma's favorite sayings, all the way to the favorite cousin energy to now you. How the heck did you get involved in Studio Air, and tell us about that evolution?
It's a crazy story.
Let's have it.
All right. How far back do you want it to go? Okay, let's start here. The actual inspo for me starting to pole dance was my brother.
Oh, okay.
Which I know sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
what happened there? I'm a heavy yoga practitioner.
Okay.
Kind of danced my whole life starting before I could walk.
All right.
So he found a video, which at the time he had no idea was a pole dancer.
Okay.
But it was a girl in our terms in what we call deadlifting, thinking about doing an Iron X. If you've ever seen them before, the stall bars, sometimes they use them in PT. It looks like a ladder
Okay.
on the wall. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? Like the rungs. And she's just like lifting her body up and down and up and down.
Oh, wow.
And I saw that and he was like, "You're such a meathead. You're going to want to do this."
Oh, yeah?
And so I started Googling her name, and long and behold, she was a pole dancer. At the time, I had just had my second child. And I was like, "Oh my God, this looks so cool." But in my head, the mentality was definitely there of like, I can't do pole dancing. Like, I can't dance in heels. I
Yeah.
can't.
Is that one of the requirements, dancing in heels?
Well, at the time, and also like newcomer, coming into this,
Yeah.
you also have to think this was years ago. So predominantly everybody was in heels.
Gotcha.
So the mentality was, I can't do that. I can't dance like that. I can't be sexy like that.
So you have to have heels. You have to have the big eyelashes too.
Apparently, you had to have everything in my brain.
All right.
And now fast forward, like we realize, like that's not how it is. But back
Okay.
then it was. I kind of dropped.
You don't have
off.
to have a thong though, right?
No, only if you want to.
Okay, all right.
And
Like if I ever went to one of the classes, I don't have to wear a thong because I don't think anybody wants.
I mean,
to see
I
that.
might make that a requirement just for you personally because that would be great content.
Oh my God, no, it would not. You would get negative likes.
But the joke is also like, as you go along in your journey,
Mhm.
you just tend to wear less and less clothes.
Okay.
We'll get back to that.
Is it because of the physical nature of it and the sweating and all?
Yes. So
So this is fitness too.
It's two parts. It's two parts. One of the things that people love to talk about in regards to pole dancing, it's like they meet you and you're like, "Oh, I pole dance," and they're like, "Oh my God, I hear it's so great for two things: the core and confidence." Those are like the two major topics that people will throw out. And with confidence, I do have to say, like, it's not about the thong. Like,
Yeah.
no one ever told you to get naked in front of a group of people and in a room filled with mirrors.
It's just you're oozing so much
And
confidence.
it was like,
that
oh my
it's
God, that
like-
made me feel so confident.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's kind of backwards. It's doing what you do and kind of respecting your body.
Yeah.
And then the clothing becomes like, you're not even thinking
Optional.
about it. Yeah, it's optional.
You know where else clothing is optional? In some poker games. Sometimes, hey.
I was like, where is he going with this? I was just waiting.
No, and that's why you're here today. I mean, the fact that you're a pole dancing instructor and also of aerial arts, I mean, I find that extremely fascinating. The first time I met you through Gianna, you said what you do, and I said, shout out to G, Jersey G. I said to myself, okay, I need to know more because I'm that guy who loves to be the fly on the wall and I want to see like every moving part. And I'm a big follower of your content on social media. And outside of the concept of pole dancing, aerial arts, I love your slogan. And it's building stronger, happier people. Like, I love that. When I met you, I literally met you in your community. Like, we were at Just Jake's. And I saw all your people, and I'm like, man, kudos to you. You've built a community of people that respect you, love you, and ultimately, what I saw as the branding guy who sees beyond the layers is, wow, this person is building a community, and on top of that is empowering that community because your class is very inclusive and diverse, and that's what I love.
It is very inclusive and diverse, and I actually. You talk about community, and I have to stop there because it's kind of like I didn't set out to build community. And I think, especially in today's circumstances, when you do that, it can actually just be so toxic and icky.
What do you mean by that?
Like, there's a lot happening within the industry right now. With yoga studios, with dance studios, things like that, that the word community is becoming like, it's being used in the wrong way.
So it's almost like
they're using it to sell.
That's what I was about to say. They're using community under the guise of trying to just sell you more because now they have your trust.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the reason it worked for us is because I never set out thinking I'm going to build a community. And I think, this is my personal opinion, I think when it comes to community, it happens organically when you attract the same mindset and the same type of value-driven people.
Yeah.
Right? So like when people have the same values, when people have the same morals, when people are believing and investing the same way into each other.
Yeah. It becomes natural.
Right. The community is what happens. It offshoots. You can't go out and be like, I'm going to build community, because then what are you building?
Well, it's almost like that corporate mindset, right? The faceless corporation that's finding any kind of tactic to sell more.
Absolutely.
And I think what I call it is that when you lead with passion, you'll find other passionate people, right? Because there's people like, oh, I started this, I don't know, call it a hat brand or something like that. And I'm not selling anything. I say, well, what's your message? Like, well, I'm trying to build, a way. I want to sell to a bunch of people. I said, that's your problem. You went into this because you're not passionate about it. You went into this thinking that it's going to be a get rich quick scheme. And once you do that, guess what? We're in a world where AI is now part of our lives. And through that artificial intelligence, there's still that layer of people who are, I'm not going to use the word woke, but they have been awoken to how corporations run things. They have been awoken to, the way when they're being sold, essentially. And people now, that's why the number one thing that we advocate for in the world of branding is don't sell me the features. Don't sell me, the specifics or the data. Sell me the experience.
Purpose.
Sell me
and
the
intention.
outcome. Yeah.
Purpose.
I want to feel like I can see myself as part of this brand. And when you sell the experience and the outcome, it always becomes natural, and not to go out of your way to sell that because it becomes a new tool for you. It's that when you lead with that, it helps you, build that community or that circle of people that are your target audience in a much better way.
Absolutely.
And so what was the transition? So you were a meathead, as your brother said. What were you doing before Studio Air?
Before I started Studio Air, I was basically a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay.
So I had 3 little babies and went through a wild divorce that I don't really talk about.
A wild divorce.
A wild divorce.
I've never heard a divorce called wild.
It was really rough.
It was a bad divorce.
It was a bad divorce. It was messy.
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It was long. And I think ultimately that's kind of like that experience led me not just into pole, but it gave me a very specific view on pole, right?
Gotcha.
It's kind of what helped me rediscover my own self coming out of a marriage that was really unhealthy. It really, there's something beautiful about pole where it lets a woman be a woman. And after you are wife and mom and every other player as a nurturer,
self-sensuality?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You lose that. And men are always
because you're always so serving, essentially.
Exactly. And especially when you become a mom.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that just cuts off. Whereas as men age, they're definitely seen as like the sexy silver fox and all of that. And it's like as women age, it's just
you heard that, Suavix? You sexy silver fox?
You're a hag and you're just like supposed to be asexual, like, none of that. And it was really that really gave me the permission to say, hey, as a woman, as a mom, you can be all of it. You can be the fighter. You can be the protector. So is it
permission or you finding pole, and I love how you use that pole, advocated for you to dig deep and find this person that's always been there, but you never gave it the chance?
It's a little bit of both, right?
Okay.
Because you have to remember, I stayed active. I grew up dancing ballet.
Okay.
I taught yoga.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't the same. Like there is something specifically about pole, the fact that it is stigmatized.
Yeah, what you see is not always what you get.
Oh my God. And like the dark psychology of it just works into the female empowerment.
Yeah.
It really does, because it's something where it's like, as
it's kind of taboo, but at the same time, once you discover it,
but
you
so
realize,
is our bodies, right? Like just nature.
We still
being
have this
a woman.
puritanical perspective. Meanwhile, you go to Brazil and it's like, hey, when you have sex, it's like brushing your teeth,
Very much so. There's a lot of shame still involved in it. There's still a lot of it that is centered around male dominance and power.
Gotcha. The what is it? The male, what is it? Patriarch.
And so there is a little bit of that whole, the whole idea that it is stigmatized, right? That it is looked down on.
But that plays to that advantage.
It plays into, how do you say, getting over that fear and just allowing yourself to be like, hey, this is me, this is what I'm gonna do. And like, I'm not gonna curse on your show, but like,
you curse.
Like,
I'll decide if I bleep it out later.
But it's just like it's allowing it, because you have to remember that it is a very double-edged sword. And instead of beating around the bush, instead of hiding from it, it's just kind of you accepting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this core takeaway, I like to call them. You tell me if you resonate with it.
Okay, let's go.
Sometimes becoming stronger is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to someone you lost.
Oh, absolutely. And I definitely feel like, so much of Studio Air, the brand, the mission statement was always around discovery, right? A safe place to kind of rediscover, to explore. And earth is one word that I love, because it's something that has always been there.
Keeps you grounded.
Yeah, but like, you get to redefine it. You get to find it. You get to remember. And I remember very, very specifically when I started pulling again, I was like, holy crap, I forgot how much I loved dancing. And even now, I started going back to contemporary dance. And I don't think I would have ever had the balls to go back into that arena if I was not first in pole dancing.
Now, wait a minute. We can't talk about the male patriarchy and bashing men, and then you say you have the balls.
Okay, should I say I had the pussy too? You're just going to be...
Now we're going to bleep out.
You're just going to be bleeping me out all the time.
Now we're going to bleep out. We're going to bleep out. You had the
I had the audacity and the courage.
You had the we gotta keep it female centric. Where you had the I don't know, the je ne sais quoi. Anyway, the point is that you had the uterine power.
There you go. I like that word.
You had the uterine power, because we're not gonna use that other word. To find yourself again and ultimately rediscovering the person inside your body, right? Yeah. I think a lot of people, it doesn't matter whether you're overweight, you're skinny, everyone has some sort of body dysmorphia. But when you involve yourself in a community, even though I know you don't like that word, a community where everyone's empowering and encouraging in a world that's such full of trolls. We have people that shit, now I'm going to curse, that shit on everyone just because they have the ability to, based on the certain platform. We live in a world where be careful where you tread water, because you never know when the sharks are going to come. So the fact that you've created a safe place where people can discover, period, and feel this, sense of strength in their sensuality and their womanhood. And it's not just women, because you have men going there too.
We do have men.
Yeah, you have men that are challenging themselves, like, and I'm not sure if this happens, but they probably think it's too feminine. Like, I'm not gonna be some dude spinning around in a pole. But then, like I said, once again, you say going back, you use the word just pole. That simple pole, right, which has like some sort of cylindrical mechanism that helps it spin.
It does spin.
There's almost like a sense of, I'm going to imagine, because I haven't done it. Maybe I've done it once.
I'm telling you, Marcus, we got to get you on.
Maybe somewhere in Houston, Texas, I did it once. There's a sense of also an infantile curiosity that makes you feel like a kid again, because you're just giving into this simple contraption that you're now catching air, right? You're spinning in air, and we live in a world where it's so high stress, neuroticism and other things that obviously don't help the blood pressure. So to go out there and have fun again, not enough people are doing that. I advocate for fun.
I absolutely believe that. And actually, so raising the children and within teaching at the studio, that is one of the biggest things that I think that people learn the best when they are happy and when they are playing and when they feel safe. So even with all the work that we do with flexibility and things like that, we don't train from a place of pushing, shoving, and doing things when that, a person's not
Yeah.
ready for. But definitely, like, I will say this, it doesn't matter how old you are. You see a big shiny pole,
Yeah.
you're jumping on it.
It's the same thing. Like, if you see a swing,
you're just going to go play.
and you got those fancy swings, the nice.
When you say fancy swing, you better be careful.
No, not that kind of swing. Come on. This is PG-13 at best.
You're going to
Linda,
have to edit so much of
yeah,
that.
we're going to have a part
I know.
2. We're going to have a part 2. But, as we wrap up, one of your mantras is people arrive believing they can't do it.
Absolutely.
And slowly but surely, they discover that they are capable of more than they imagined. So what's your message to those part of your community that you thought you would never build? And what's your message to those wanting to know more about Studio? And it's studioair.rocks?
It is studioair.rocks.
Okay, I was going to see that on the screen. Studioair.rocks. And your Instagram is?
Oh, that's a sore topic.
Well, I'll figure it out in post. And
it's at Studio Air with underscores.
Well, we'll figure it out. You'll see it scrolling across your screen. Any numbers or emails you want people to specifically reach out to you?
Go to Instagram or Google.
Studio Air, Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Yeah, there is a phone number. I don't have it memorized.
Okay. Message to the people in your community and message to the people that want to discover your community.
Can I'm just gonna say it the way that
the camera's on you.
Okay,
this is your time to shine.
Just fucking do it. Honestly, because seriously, and this is one of the biggest things that I learned through pole. People are gonna judge you regardless of whether or not you do it, especially as a female. You are going to get judged. Whether or not you're wearing the short skirt, whether or not you're wearing makeup, what size you are, it does not matter. You could go out to a cafe, you are being stripped through the eyeballs. I'm serious. Hate to say it that way.
Yeah.
But no matter what, you are going to get judged. If it is something you want to do, if you are curious about it, just do it.
We had another guest here and she said, embrace change. And mine was trust the process. And I'm assuming the same applies to you.
It's not just trust the process. It's enjoy the process.
I like that.
Because there's too much of a rush to get somewhere, whereas all the beauty and all that magic happens when you are in the middle of it.
Okay. I think we're going to end this episode with 2 hashtags and 2 new t-shirts. Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process.
And the other one is uterine power.
That's the clean version.
That's
yes.
the clean version. Uterine power. Linda, thank you so much. We definitely got to have a part 2. I guess this is a new thing I'm doing with guests. Let's keep the high five alive. Ugh. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.